what you know, second grade. I love seeing all that knowledge that's stored in your awesome brains. So let's bring it out and keep working with math. So today in math, we're going to continue drawing our three-digit numbers, talking about their place value, but we are going to mix it up today and show numbers different ways. So let's check out our learning target. For Wednesday, it says, I can change the unit form of a three-digit number to show the value multiple ways. So we got a lot of words going on in this learning target. So second grade, remember unit form? Unit form is where we write out and show how many hundreds, tens, and ones are in a number. Where we write how many of each unit there are in a three-digit number. So today we're going to be mixing up the unit form. And what that is going to do, it's going to tell us and show us that the value of a number can be represented and seen multiple ways. So the value is how much a number is worth. The digits 1, 2, 3, altogether the value is 123. But we can show that value in different groups, in different unit form, different amounts of hundreds, tens, and ones. And that's what we're going to change around, play with today to show all the possibilities with numbers. Those multiple ways. Multiple means there's more than one. And that's what we talk about math all the time. There's always more than one way to show what you know and do a math problem. And that's what's super cool. We need to remind ourselves of this important knowledge. This is the knowledge we've been really working on with bundling. That if we get 10 ones, we can bundle them together to get 1 10. Or if we get 10 tens, we can bundle them together to make 100. It all remains the same that, can you say it with me? 10 of a smaller unit equals 1 of a bigger unit. So we have really been working with this knowledge. But you see how these are equal? That means that they mean the same thing no matter what. So what if I reversed this? And I asked you this instead. Second grade, 110 is equal to how many ones? If I had 1 of a bigger unit, it equals how many of a smaller unit? 110 equals 10 ones. The bigger unit equals the smaller unit, just in different amounts. So what about this? If I have 100, 1 of a bigger unit, how many tens is it equal to? How many of the smaller unit? 100 equals how many tens? 10 tens, exactly. We are just reversing our thinking, but the same math applies. 1 of a bigger unit equals 10 of a smaller unit. They're still equal no matter what order you go in. So we're going to be using this knowledge today when we're practicing mixing up that unit form. So second grade, before we get started today, I need you to do something for me. We have 2 big place value charts up here on our board so we can practice comparing numbers in different ways. You don't have this sheet because we haven't had packet pickup, so I need you to make your own worksheet today. So I made 2 different examples, one on a whiteboard or one in a notebook. These are very simple because you just need some organization to work with. So either if you're working with a notebook or on a whiteboard, I need you to draw this for me. I need you to draw 2 separate place value charts. 1, 2. And I want you to show them to where they're right next to each other. So you could draw one on each page or two on the same page. Either way, I need them to be right next to each other so you can compare them and really see the difference. If you have a whiteboard, you can use that too. And so it's really easier to erase. But just make sure you've got two place value charts with a hundreds, 10, and ones place. Two charts that got hundreds, tens, and ones. We're going to be working with this organizer, this charts, all the lesson today. So just know you're going to have to reset and reuse the same one. So take that into consideration when you're deciding what you want to do. Work with a whiteboard or a notebook. Either way, I want you to make the responsible decision right now of how you're going to make this organizer. Go ahead, figure it out, draw it, and when you're ready with this, come on back and let's get started. Okay, right now I need you to pause. Okay, you're back, awesome people, and you have your nice two place value charts right next to each other. So let's take a look. Can you tell me what number is this, second grade? The number 14, of course. In the number 14, how many ones are there? How many ones are in the number 14? Ones. There are 4 ones. All the way to the right, the smallest value, the ones. So let's go ahead. In this first place value chart on the left, I want us to show these 4 ones. Can we go ahead and draw 4 ones together? Here we go. 3, 4. See how I drew them in a nice line? If yours needs to be a lot smaller than mine, that's totally okay. But I've got 4 ones. What about tens? How many tens are in this number? How many tens? There's just 1 10. We went from the ones to the tens place. So can we go ahead? Can you draw 1 10 in your tens place? 1 10. Okay, awesome people. So we drew the unit form of 14. So down here at the bottom, we can write it out as well. In 14, how many ones? 4 ones. And how many tens? 110, exactly, good job. So, in 14, we could show this number as 110 and 4 ones. That's just one way that all this value could come together and equal 14. This is the simplest way, the one we've been working with, but we're going to switch it up and show how changing these units still gets us the same value. So, I want you to think about this. What would happen, second grade, if we took this 110 and we changed it to ones? We took this 110 and instead we changed it into all ones. So if we have this 110 and we're going to unbundle it, take this bigger unit and break it apart into its smaller units, what would we get? If we have 110, it's equal to how many ones? 10 ones, exactly, 10 ones. This could be another way we show this number, by taking 110 and drawing it in ones, just ones instead. So, can you come over to your second chart? On your totally separate chart, we're going to draw 14 a different way. So let's see. Right now, how many ones do we have in 14? How many ones? Just 4. So on this second chart, can you draw 4 ones? Just like we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. But but we don't want to draw this 10. We want to take the 110 and change it to ones. So what did we just go over? If this 10 is going to now become a group of ones, how many would we get? We're going to add how many ones? 10 ones, because 110 equals 10 ones. So let's go ahead. Can we draw 10 more ones in our ones place? Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we just took this 110, unbundled it into its smaller units, and showed it as 10 ones instead. So second grade, how many ones do we have all together now? How many ones is this? 5, 10. We now have 14 ones. We took 110 and 4 ones and changed it into 14 ones. We showed this number two different ways, two different unit forms, but it still equals the same value. These different groups of tens and ones will still get you the same number, the same value in all. It doesn't matter how you show it. So this is what we're working on second grade, practicing taking that bigger unit and changing it back into its smaller unit. So let's try another one. I want you to reset your charts and let's try question number 2. Okay, but before we can keep drawing, we've got to move our bodies. So can you stand up for me? And I've got a question for you for math. Are you up, up, up? Okay, second grade. Which of these would you rather have a garden of? Would you rather grow a flower garden? If so, you're going to do fast feet. Or would you rather grow a vegetable garden? If so, you're going to stretch it out for 5. So you've got a choice of garden, flower, or vegetable. What would you choose? I love flowers, so I'm going to do fast feet for 5 seconds. Are you ready? Get set. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Nice and quick. So whatever you chose, come on, sit right back down in your seat and get those charts nice and ready. Okay, you got a nice clean 2 boards. Let's check it out. What number is this second grade? This is 112. 112. Let's draw out its value and show this number in unit form. So second grade, in 112, how many ones are there? How many ones? 2. There are 2 ones. So let's go ahead. Can we show 2 ones on our board? 2 ones. Perfect. All the way to the right, the smallest value. So up next, how many tens are in this number? How many tens? 1. There's just 1 10. It's right in the middle of this 3-digit number. There's 1 10. So let's go ahead. Can we draw that? Just 1 10. Perfect. Okay, last but not least, how many hundreds? How many hundreds are there, second grade? 1. There's just 100. All the way to the left, the biggest value, the hundreds. Let's go ahead and draw that. 100. Here we go. Awesome, super scholars. So in 112, can you say it with me? There's 1 $112, or I could give you $112. But is that the only way? No, it's not. We've got to unbundle and mix it up. So, take the tens again. We want to show 212. We want to show 112, but take this 110 and show it as ones. We're going to take the 110 and change it back into 10 ones. What would that look like? 110 is equal to how many ones? 10 ones, because we're breaking apart the bigger unit into its smaller unit. So to change this 110 into ones, we would need a group of 10 ones. So let's see how this would look. Can we come over to our second chart? You got your second chart? How many ones do we have right now? We've got 2 ones. So make sure you start with your 2 ones. Now, we're going to take all the value from this 10 and put it into the ones place. So if we change the 10 to the ones, how many ones are we going to add? How many more ones will we draw? 10 more ones. So let's go ahead. Can we draw 10 more ones? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we added all the 10 ones into that ones place. So second grade, how many ones do we have now? Let's take a look. 5, 10, 12. We have 12 ones. When we changed our 10 all into ones. So now we don't have any 10s left. They all became 1. But what about our hundreds? How many hundreds do we still have? 100. We're going to leave that alone. We still have 100. So second grade, what's another way we could show 112? Can you say it with me? We could have 112 ones. These 2 drawings, these 2 unit forms, still show the same value, even though we have different groups of hundreds, tens, and ones. So now, we are going to do our final third problem and see what happens when we mess with the hundreds. So, can you reset? Let's check out number 3. Okay, you've got those nice clear boards, and let's see our final number. What number is this, second grade? 206. 206. In 206, how many ones are there? How many ones? There are 6 ones, the smallest unit. 6 ones. Can we go ahead? Can we draw 6 ones? Remember, we're really working in that 10 frame. Let's draw 6 ones. I've got 5, and then I'm drawing 1 in my next column. 5 and 1, that's 6. Okay. How many 10s are there, second grade? How many 10s? None, there's 0. There are 0 10s. And that's that middle place. So do we need to draw anything? No, there's no value to show. What about hundreds? How many hundreds are there? All the way to the left, the biggest value, there are 2 hundreds. 2 hundreds. Can we go ahead? Can we draw 2 hundreds? 1, 2, exactly. Good job. So if I were to give you $206, one way I could do that is by giving you 2 hundreds and 6 ones. But what if I don't have $200 bills? What if I only have $10 bills? What would you need then? So that's what we're going to do. We have 2 hundreds right now, second grade. What if we changed these 2 hundreds all into tens? All into tens. Let's just take 100 to start. I just want us to think about 100. If we had 100, one of a bigger unit, 100, and we wanted to break it apart into its smaller unit, what would we get? 100 equals how many tens? 100 equals how many tens? 10 tens, because 1 of a bigger unit equals 10 of a smaller unit. So to change 100 to tens, we could show it as 10 tens. So let's just start there. Can we come over to our second chart? Keeping this knowledge, how many ones are we going to draw? Are we messing with the ones? No. So let's still draw our 6 ones. Can you do that with me? Let's draw 6 ones again. Show it in a 10 frame. We still have 6 ones. That's not changing. We're only working to change this 100 into tens. What did we just decide? 100 becomes how many tens? 10 tens. So let's go ahead and do that. Can we draw 10 tens? Here we go. Can you do this with me? I want you to draw a group of 5. And then another group of 5. So I have 10 tens. We just drew one of our hundreds as tens. We changed it back into its smaller units. Do you got it all? Are we done, second grade? Is this it? No, because right now we have 106. We have this whole other 100 that we want to change into ones. We have this whole other 100 that we want to change into tens. So we would do the exact same thing. 100 will become how many tens? 100 become how many tens? 10 tens again. So can we take this 100 and we're going to add 10 more tens. So go ahead, take this 100 and we're going to draw 10 more. Here we go. So I'm going to do another row of 5 and another row of 5. It's okay if it doesn't fit. Do your best. Woo! Second grade. So we just took 2 hundreds. For each one, we unbundled them and drew them in groups of 10. But how many tens do we have all together? How many tens is this? 2 hundreds equals how many tens? Let's see. We've got 10, 20. We have all together 20 tens by unbundling each of these hundreds. So second grade, by using our knowledge, we now know that to give someone $206, we could also give them 20 tens and 6 ones. it would equal the same value. It would just be shown and seen in a different way. But it wouldn't matter because either way, we'd still get 206. So this is our big, awesome learning goal, second grade, that no matter the unit form you draw or show a number, it can equal the same value. So we have done some awesome drawings all together, and now it's going to be your turn to take these charts and show me all you know with your own number. Okay, awesome people, you've got another awesome dojo worksheet for you to show me what you know. So when you click Start Worksheet, you are going to come up with a page that is very similar to the one we were just working with. And you're going to see the number that you are looking at is 315. 315. You have two charts up here where you are going to have to show the number 315 two different ways. So first up, on the left-hand side, you need to draw 315 and write in unit form. So you're going to draw, and then down here, you're going to write it in unit form. So your drawing needs to match your unit form. That's one way we can draw this number, in hundreds, tens, and ones. But then, if we check out our second chart, it asks you to mix it up. On this second one, you're going to change the tens for ones and draw. So you're going to take whatever you have in the tens place and change it to a group of ones and draw that difference on your chart. You're still going to have 315, but now it will be in hundreds and ones because you took all those tens and unbundled them into a group of ones. So I know sometimes these columns can get a little bit small, so feel free. You can zoom in and work this way as well if it's easier for you. Drawing all your ones. If it's a little easier, they might be thick, but do your best, and I promise if you work as neat as you can, I will be able to figure out what you're talking about. So second grade, this is your job today to complete this worksheet showing 315 two separate ways. Remember, this second way, you need to change the tens for the ones and show how that looks different. So be really careful when you're doing that second one. How would that be shown? Okay, awesome people. You've been doing great with your dojo worksheets. I can't wait to see your drawings on this next one. So get that iPad and let's get to work.